In the tech industry, moments that can truly be called transformative are rare. Even rarer are those moments that come from companies long established at the top of the market, considered too conservative to surprise the world again. But in recent weeks, something has been happening in California at Apple Park that tech analysts are already calling the most mysterious and potentially the biggest shift since the first iPhone. Under increasing investor pressure, slowing innovation, and growing fan dissatisfaction, the company appears to be preparing for a technological leap that could completely reshape the personal device market. Leaks have surfaced, claiming Apple is working on a device already being called the first true technological miracle of the last decade, a holographic iPad capable of projecting a volumetric image into space without glasses, lenses, headsets, or additional equipment. And that is not all. According to several sources, the device will be built on an entirely new Apple-developed embedded AI architecture created without relying on external companies. If this is confirmed, the tech world may indeed be facing a revolution on the scale of 2007. The first rumors appeared only a few days ago, unexpectedly, quietly, with almost no discussion. It began with a short mention in Mark Gurman's Bloomberg column, known for highly accurate predictions about Apple's future products. He hinted that the Cupertino Corporation was working on a device meant to define its technological identity for the next decade. Industry chats immediately began speculating that this could be something far beyond a simple modification of the iPad Pro or a new version of the Vision Pro. Soon, more reports emerged. The information, citing 2 Apple employees involved in early research projects, stated that a small internal team was developing a system for spatial display without a headset. Around the same time, unusual activity appeared in Asian supply chains. Several component suppliers reported orders unlike anything Apple currently manufactures. Then, within just 24 hours, the major analytics agency, Analysts, released a report that for the first time mentioned the term Apple Spatial Tablet, a name that had never appeared publicly. There were no presentations, no press releases, no hints, but insiders insisted the prototype was real and personally overseen by Tim Cook, an absolutely exceptional situation at Apple. The CEO almost never supervises prototypes directly. If he does, it means the project is of strategic importance for the entire company. All of this noise emerged at a moment when Apple was under the strongest pressure it had faced in the past decade. Even though iPhone 17 sales exceeded forecasts, analysts note that the world is genuinely tired of iPhones. The devices are faster, the camera's better, the material's more premium, but there has been no real revolution. The iPhone has turned into an annual iteration, slightly updated design, a new chip, a better battery. The global smartphone market is stagnating, innovation is slowing, and users feel the company is maintaining stability rather than creating the future. Apple events have lost the wow factor that was Steve Jobs' signature, and investors have begun asking how long the company can maintain its status as a technological leader if its key product no longer changes the rules of the game. Against this backdrop, Apple's board of directors began discussing the need for transformation. Several outlets, including the Financial Times, reported that some influential shareholders have floated the idea of finding a new leader, preferably a more aggressive technological visionary. Tim Cook, a figure of stability, reliability, and careful business management, may no longer be the kind of leader the future demands. And only the rumors that he personally took charge of developing the holographic tablet made the situation take on entirely new colors. And if this device really comes out and turns out to be revolutionary, Cook's role in Apple's history will be reinterpreted. But what exactly is this mysterious holographic iPad? At the moment, there is almost no precise information, no mock-ups, no diagrams, no specifications, and insiders emphasize that the new prototype is being developed under an absolutely closed regime that is considered extreme even by Apple's standards. And according to one source, engineers are working in separate rooms under constant control, with data stored on autonomous servers not connected to the corporate network, which indicates that the company understands the scale of the risk in case of a leak. But even under such secrecy, some details have begun to surface. The first being that the device will use a volumetric light engine based on technology Apple refined after its experiments with Vision Pro. And this is not a classic holographic display in the sci-fi sense where the image floats fully in the air, but something far more advanced than just a 3D effect on a flat screen. And according to sources, the image will form in front of the display with a depth of up to 20 to 30 centimeters, meaning the user will be able to interact with virtual objects without wearing a headset, a concept already being called an unobvious successor to Vision Pro. The second being that the device will receive a new type of sensors capable of tracking the position of the eyes, hands, and head in real time, which is necessary to create the illusion of depth. The system will understand where the user is and adjust the image to natural perception. And analysts assume that Apple may use an updated version of its LiDAR sensors, long used in iPhone and iPad Pro. But here their functions will be greatly expanded. And the third, the most important and most discussed, is that the new iPad will become the first Apple device with an autonomous built-in AI architecture fully developed inside the company. And Nikkei Asia recently reported that Apple accelerated work on its own neural chips aimed at local AI processing. And against the backdrop of rapid growth of OpenAI, Google Gemini, NVIDIA, and others, Apple had long remained on the sidelines, and users complained that the company had seemingly slept through the AI revolution. But insiders claim that Apple was simply developing its own approach focused not on cloud AI models, but on highly efficient local solutions that run directly on the device. And the holographic iPad will be the first to receive this chip, likely under the name A-Series Holographic Neural Engine, though the name is not officially confirmed. Yet such an ambitious project comes with huge risks, the main one being the shadow hanging over the company after the commercial failure of Apple Vision Pro. And despite its technological excellence, the device faced criticism, being too expensive, too heavy, too limited in battery life, with almost no content for the system, developers in no hurry to create apps, and consumers not understanding why they needed a headset costing several $1,000s. And the ad campaign did not compare to early Apple products. Too abstract, too conceptual, without a clear message about what Vision Pro does better than other devices, resulting in low sales, cancellation of part of the production orders, and a sense that Apple misjudged the timing of the release. And this is why the holographic iPad is the company's chance to fix the situation, as the device promises to be simple to use, without anything to wear on the head, without straps or battery packs, without discomfort, and corporate analysts call it the next natural step between traditional tablets and spatial computers. So this may become a device for the mass market, not for tech enthusiasts, but for ordinary users who want magic without complexity. But the real question is whether users are ready to trust Apple again, as competitors are breathing down the company's neck, with Samsung and Huawei actively developing neural network smartphones, NVIDIA exploring new formats of consumer devices, and Chinese manufacturers experimenting with AR screens. And if Apple does not present something truly breakthrough in the near future, it risks losing what makes it Apple, the status of a company that sets the rules of the game.